We've mentioned this before. Stress is a very big thing that messes with our immune system. So when we're stressed, our body releases this hormone called cortisol, and too much of it can put our immune system on edge. So the high cortisol levels can lead to inflammation going haywire, and then it gives a boost to autoimmune conditions to pick up their speed and spread faster. But guess who comes to the rescue? Our good friend sleep.
Hi, and welcome to Healthify with Kamal, your weekly dose of hope, health, and happiness. I'm your host, Kamal, a certified holistic health coach, and I'm thrilled to have you tuning in.
Hey, I'm Reet, the curious co-host, and we've reached the halfway point of season 3, and all throughout this season, we've been discussing different aspects of autoimmune conditions.
Yeah, and guess what? Today's episode is all about something that's a game changer when it comes to your chronic illness and your overall well-being, sleep. We are going to be talking about good sleep habits and their impact on autoimmune conditions.
Oh, this is going to be hitting home for a lot of folks out there.
Yeah, so here's the deal. We all know sleep is crucial, right? But did you know it can play a massive role in how your immune system functions?
Well, buckle up because we're about to take you on a journey through the science, the stories, the strategies. We got some seriously doable tips for anyone who's ready to hit the snooze button in style.
Yeah, so let's kick things off with a question that's been bugging me, Reeth. Okay?
Yeah.
So, why do we even need sleep?
I'm so glad you brought this up, Mom, because I love to talk about sleep. So sleep is basically this hidden treasure trove of health benefits that our bodies love to indulge in while we
Okay.
snooze away. So during sleep, our bodies are like those behind the scenes wizards working their magic, if I had to put it in a way.
Okay, so this is wizardry while we sleep.
Yeah.
Now, that's a concept I can get behind. So let me pick your science brain for a little bit, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so what exactly is going on while we're in the dreamland?
Okay, so there's 2 main stages. So the first stage is REM sleep or REM sleep, and then there is non-REM sleep. So I'm going to start with REM or REM sleep. So REM stands for rapid eye movement, which is
Okay.
where all the action happens. So that's where we're having dreams, we're dreaming about those wild adventures, and our brain activity is off of the charts.
So our dreams are like a movie marathon for our brain?
Yep, you got it. And during the non-REM sleep, we have like different phases where our body gets busy with housekeeping duties. It's like a deep cleaning session your home deserves.
So, I'm picturing tiny cleaning elves tidying up my brain cells as I speak.
But don't get too far off because during these stages, our body goes to work consolidating all the memories that we collect, repairing tissues, and get this, it even boosts our immune system.
Okay, so hold up. You're saying sleep is like an immune system superhero, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Because while we're
Okay.
dozing off, our immune cells are going out to fend off any intruders, and they're even better at it when we're having a good night's sleep.
Oh, okay. So it's like a secret battle waged while we're none the wiser.
Yeah.
But what about this circadian rhythm I always keep hearing about?
Okay, so the circadian rhythm, as I like to put it, is our internal body clock that's like a maestro conducting our sleep wake symphony. So it's influenced by the light and darkness, and it tells our body when it's time to be active and when it's time to hit the hay. That's why you get jet lagged after we come home from our vacations.
Okay, so it's not just about the amount of sleep, but when we get it too, right?
Bingo. Yeah, bingo.
Okay.
So our bodies are wired to sync with the natural light dark cycle that I mentioned earlier. And when
Mhm.
we mess with that, it can really throw our whole system off balance. So our sleep wake cycle impacts everything from our energy levels to our mood. It's like our body's way of keeping time. So when I'm cranky, or when you're cranky, especially, it most likely means you didn't get enough sleep.
Wow, this is fascinating stuff. So, in a nutshell, sleep isn't just a snooze fest, it's an essential part of our health routine, helping our bodies recharge, repair, and even stand guard against those pesky invaders, the bacterias, the viruses, and all that.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's a brain teaser for you. Did you know there is a strong connection between sleep and autoimmune conditions?
Okay, so you've got my attention here, but autoimmune conditions and sleep, like how on earth do these two things tie together?
Okay, so, well, it's like a complex dance between your body's defense system and the quality of sleep you're getting. I want you to picture this. There's a research party going on, and they found that the relationship between sleep and autoimmune conditions is actually a two-way street.
Okay, a two-way street? That's like an intersection between science and health.
Yeah, you got it. You now you are on the right track. Okay,
Yeah.
so studies have shown that when we are not catching enough quality Z's, it can mess with our immune system's game plan, and our immune cells rather start acting a bit off, and that can set the stage for autoimmune conditions to begin and strut their stuff.
Wait, so let me understand this. So poor sleep is like throwing an immune system party and inviting troublemakers?
Spot on. I mean, imagine your immune cells getting groggy because you didn't give them their beauty sleep, and they start attacking things they shouldn't, like our own tissue. And that's
Mhm.
when immune conditions come barging in like uninvited guests. And we all know what uninvited guests are, right?
Yeah, definitely. And that's something
Yeah.
that we don't want.
And it's not just about inviting trouble. Chronic sleep deprivation can actually fuel the fire for autoimmune conditions we might already have. And I have firsthand experience with those autoimmune conditions. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So you're basically saying that all those nights of tossing and turning might be more detrimental than we actually think they are.
Yeah. So poor sleep habits can ramp up your inflammation in your body. And that's like giving a boost to the autoimmune condition. It's also like your body's internal harmony gets thrown out of tune.
Okay, so this is some seriously eye-opening stuff, Mom. So getting that beauty sleep isn't just for vanity, it's for our immune system's well-being too.
Yep, that's exactly what I'm saying. And
Yep.
while we snooze, our immune cells are working in overdrive. They're catching those pesky bugs and fixing things up. So sleep helps them communicate and coordinate their defense strategy, kind of like a superhero team up.
Sleep also has a superpower to control inflammation. So you want to think
Yeah.
of inflammation like a fire in your body, and the sleep, that's the water that calms it down.
Yeah, now you've really got it, I think. Inflammation is like the body's emergency response to trouble. And when it gets out of control, it can lead to autoimmune flare ups. And sleep steps in, acts like a peacemaker, basically,
Yeah.
and making sure everything stays in check.
Yeah, and as we both know, stress can be the villain that messes with our immune system's rhythm. We've mentioned this before. Stress is a very big thing that messes with our immune system. So when we're stressed, our body releases this hormone called cortisol, and too much of it can put our immune system on edge. So the high cortisol levels can lead to inflammation going haywire, and then it gives a boost to autoimmune conditions to pick up their speed and spread faster. But guess who comes to the rescue? Our good friend sleep.
I know. So, sleep isn't just about recharging. It's also like the ultimate stress buster and ensures our immune system stays in balance.
Yeah, and when we get a good night's sleep, our cortisol levels drop, our stress fades away, and then our immune system can go back to keeping us healthy without having any distractions.
Yeah. Okay. So, let's see how we can get these good sleep habits that we're talking about,
Okay.
because we've laid the groundwork for how important sleep is no matter
Yeah.
what. So, here are some tips you can do to catch the best Z's possible.
Okay.
And okay, so the first tip I have for you is you want to create a serene sleep space. You know, your sleep environment matters, and making sure that your bedroom or wherever you sleep is a cozy space with comfortable bedding, breathable, comfortable bedding,
Yeah.
bed sheets and all that. And you have calming light. So overall, you just want a very tranquil space, you know.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And the second tip that I have for you is to embrace consistency. And by that, I mean you need to have a consistent sleep schedule. So you want to try to go to bed and wake up at the same time every day. I mean, our bodies love routines, they love, a set schedule. So
Yeah.
even on weekends, as much as possible, I know we like to stay up and binge on Netflix or, whatever.
Yeah.
But you want to try to stay on schedule, because your body is really going to love that. So, Um, the third tip is that you want to unwind before bed. Okay. So I'm always asking you to do that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Always.
kind of calm down. Yeah, always so hyper. So what you want to do is you want to wind down with a pre-sleep routine. Read a book, do some, if need be, do some gentle stretches, um, light, peaceful meditation, or, just sitting in quiet, kind of, if possible. I know that's not really possible with households where they have young kids, little kids, and
Yeah.
so much you have to do before going to sleep. But if possible, you want to kind of even get your kids to do that. It'll be
Yeah.
very helpful. Yeah. So these sort of activities, they send a signal to your body that it's time to relax, it's time to calm down, because you're about to go to sleep. So, and the fourth tip that I have is you want to move that body.
You're always
Okay.
saying that to me.
Yeah, so move that body, meaning not like when you're sleeping, move that body. I'm saying that you want to get moving during the day. So you want to have regular exercise because it's going to promote better quality of sleep for you. So you want to aim for at least 30 minutes of some sort of physical activity. And I'm a huge advocate of doing the physical activity that makes you happy. Put a little bit of mental health in there too. You know, you don't, if cardio is what you like to do that. If taking a walk is what you like to do that. I'm a
Yeah.
dancing person, so are you. You know, we
Yeah.
have our dance
Yeah.
parties. Yeah, so we do those. Yoga is another one. Whatever it is, swimming, biking, you just want to move your body for 30 minutes, you
Yeah.
know. And 30 minutes does not mean all at one stretch. Because, like, for somebody like me, 30 minutes sometimes gets too much. So I like to
Yeah.
divide it up either like in three segments of 10 minutes throughout the day, or like two segments of 15 minutes. You can do that. Whatever works best
Yeah.
for your situation, right? And then lastly, I want to say that you want to mind your meals. So you want to watch your meals, especially just before bedtime. Um, and you want to avoid heavy meals, spicy, large, just very close to going to bed, and try to eat light before going to sleep. So you want to make your dinner as light as possible, and try not to snack at night, because
Yeah.
some have a habit of, snacking in the middle of the night. So you don't want to do that. You want to give your digestive system a rest um, for that, and let your body do what it's supposed to be doing during the sleep. Um,
Yeah.
and also another thing is that don't eat your dinner very close to going to bed, like I just said. So you know how I'm always like bugging you and actually everybody in our house, and I do it myself. I mean, I like to eat very early,
Yeah.
and you might, the person listening might not like that, but usually you want to try to eat at least 2 to 3 hours before going to bed. Okay.
Yeah.
So I usually like to finish my dinner, say 6:30 is my
Yeah.
cutoff. 6:30 is actually my cutoff time,
Yeah, same
right?
here. Like I am usually done eating dinner by like 6:30, maybe latest like 7 on like days we have to make something that's taking a bit longer. But
Yeah.
otherwise I'm done by like 6:30. And I've noticed days where we like go out and we eat a bit later and we're done eating by like 8, 8:30 even. Like
Yeah.
even with me who doesn't have any autoimmune conditions, like my sleep just like is messed up anyways. So,
Yeah. I think most of our sleeps is messed up.
yeah.
And that's why this episode is so important, and
Yeah.
this last tip can really help you. If you do a little bit of minding your meals and putting enough space and time uh, between you eating and you going to sleep, it's really gonna help you in the long run in your quality of sleep, and also how your body reacts and
Yeah.
acts, how you wake
Yeah,
up, all of
definitely.
that. Yeah. Okay, so those were my tips, and I know you must have some tips that you want to add.
Yeah, so actually the first tip that I have kind of goes with the mind your meals tip that you mentioned at the end. So the first tip that I have is curb the caffeine. So you want to be mindful of the caffeine intake, especially in the afternoon, as much as I myself love a afternoon pick-me-up coffee. But that afternoon latte might be more of a sleep thief than you realize just because the caffeine is meant to keep you awake and energized. So even in the afternoon, it can really mess with your circadian rhythm. And then the seventh one or the second one that I have is tech timeout. So that basically means to limit screen time before bed, which is something I personally like to do myself because the blue light that's emitted from all of our devices, like our phones, tablets, TVs, can really interfere with your body's production of the sleep inducing hormone called melatonin, which is why
Yeah.
I've seen certain family members take melatonin as like a separate supplement because
Um, yeah,
they
I
don't
take
get sleep.
melatonin.
Yeah, you also take melatonin because you don't get sleep. I mean, there's a reason why you take melatonin. I mean, you've dealt with insomnia for so many years. So that
Yeah.
was one of the reasons why you started, not necessarily because of tech timeout, but I mean, I've seen people take it when they don't need to take it, you know.
Yeah.
Um, the third one that I have is limit the liquid intake, and that basically means to cut back on all the liquids in the evening to avoid waking up for trips to the bathroom during the night because again, that ruins your sleep. And I know this is something that if I would say my dad does, and I've told
Yeah,
him
yeah,
multiple
that's why I'm
times.
laughing.
Yeah, I've told him multiple times to not drink so much water at night because he keeps going to the bathroom. And that really messes with your sleep cycle because, again, the REM, non REM sleep, like your body doesn't get a proper chance to fall into either one of those and really fix all the stuff that needs to be fixed in your body.
Yeah, I'm always telling him that you need to put that water bottle away, but
Yeah,
hopefully by you saying it enough, he will actually listen.
yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay, and then the fourth one that I have is reserve the bed for sleep. Now, I know this one may seem like a hard one to do, but
yeah.
it's true. Let's keep the bed for sleeping and intimate activities only. So you want to try avoiding working or watching TV or even scrolling on your phone in your bed, which is something I am guilty of doing.
I'm guilty
But
also.
yeah, but if you just keep it for sleeping, this can really help your brain associate the bed with sleeping and not any other activities because when you start doing all of those activities, your brain gets a bit confused, I feel like, onto like, is this meant for sleeping or is this meant for your brain to be,
Yeah.
thinking and doing all of the other things that our brain
Yeah,
does?
no, that's really understandable.
Yeah, and then the last one that I have is managing stress. I know we say this a lot, but this one is really important, Finding effective ways to manage stress during the day is very important. So, these are just some examples. You can do deep breathing, yoga, journaling is a good one, which is something that I also do. Keeping your stress in check can lead to more peaceful nights of sleep.
Yeah, so wow. Those were a lot of tips, right? We
Yeah,
just went through. How many did we go through? I think like I went through
like
five.
I went through 5 too, so I think we went through about 10.
10 sleep tips.
Yeah,
That's awesome. I think
yeah,
hopefully these will be very helpful to the person listening to us on the other side.
yeah.
But you know what? Um, Sleep, especially during morning hours, can be a game changer when it comes to managing autoimmune conditions. Have I
Okay, you've
blown your
got my
mind yet?
full yeah, you have.
Okay.
You've blown my
Okay.
mind because you have my full attention here. Because I always thought that sleep was something that we do at night, like it's a nighttime activity. But now you're telling me there's something special about getting shut-eye in the morning?
You got it. Okay, so let me explain this concept to you, okay?
Okay.
So, this concept of morning sleep is known as the first sleep. Have you ever heard of first sleep?
No.
Okay, so that's what it is. The morning sleep
Okay.
is known as first sleep.
Yeah.
and it's a connection to our immune system. So
Okay.
when we sleep during the early hours of morning, and I'm talking, the like 4 o'clock onwards, 3 o'clock onwards,
Yeah.
you know, and if you're lucky enough to sleep till like 8, 9 o'clock, especially on working days, yeah,
Yeah.
those are what I'm talking about. Okay, so when we sleep during early hours of the morning, our bodies experience a more intense, a more potent phase of deep sleep, and during which crucial healing process occurs. So a lot of healing that your body is doing happens in those hours.
Okay, so it's like there's a secret healing army that gets activated during that first sleep.
Exactly. So during this phase, our bodies release a higher level of growth hormone, which plays a pivotal role in tissue repair, in muscle growth, um, immune system function, all of that
Yeah.
stuff. And you know how, like, sometimes, actually, this happens with everybody, but I'm just going to state my personal experience, and that is
Yeah.
Josh, your brother, my son, uh, comes
Yeah.
downstairs, and it seems he's even taller now. I mean, he's 6 feet tall already, but
Yeah.
he's taller. It's because that process has taken place during those hours. Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
now remember that we discussed the importance of sleep in tissue repair earlier, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is like turbocharging that process.
Okay, wow. I think that's really incredible, Mom. And it's like the morning sleep has a direct line to our immune system, and it's giving the support it needs to keep those autoimmune conditions in check.
Yep. So autoimmune conditions often involve immune system that's in overdrive, and it's attacking healthy cells instead of just the bad guys, right?
Yeah.
And but what happens is, with the enhanced healing power of morning sleep, we are essentially providing our immune system with the reinforcement it needs to maintain that balance and the harmony and the
Okay.
healing that it needs to do during that time. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're basically saying that it's not just about the quantity of sleep, but it's also about the timing of it.
Yeah, you got that perfectly right. So, quality and timing both matter. So, while a good night's sleep is vital, there's something uniquely beneficial about those morning hours. And this is when our bodies make the most of that first sleep that I was just describing,
Yeah.
to recharge, to repair, and reset your body.
If I had to put it in a way, I think it's like Mother Nature's prescription for a healthier immune system.
Yeah. So, okay. Now I'm going to talk about something that hits close, not just to myself, you know, as a mother, a working person, but also it's going to hit home with a lot of other women who are busy moms and hardworking women, but also on top of that, they have autoimmune conditions. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm going to talk about how they can prioritize this all important morning sleep for a healthier, balanced life.
I think it's very important to talk about this because it can really be a game changer for so many women out there. Because, like you said, juggling responsibilities and then managing your own health on top of it can be quite the challenge.
Yeah, and I've been through it. I get clients who always have this question, so
Yeah.
I'm going to answer it now.
Yeah.
Balancing family, balancing work, and then self care, which we always talk about, is no small feat, but it's very crucial for your overall well being. And that's where strategic morning sleep can come to the rescue.
Yeah. So, where do we even start with this? How can these incredible women make morning sleep a reality, even with their packed schedules?
That's a great question. It all starts with a bit of planning and a whole lot of intention. And this I am saying from my own personal experience as well, because um, before I knew the importance of morning sleep, um, you know, you've seen me. I was a pretty
Yeah.
much a zombie who was always in pain,
Yeah.
especially with my fibromyalgia, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, but then I learned that a bit of planning can really help you. And I always get women asking me, yeah, I don't have that luxury. Actually, the thing is, you have to decide that whether you being healthy and present for your kids, for your work, for all of that is essential or a luxury. So
Yeah.
that's where the intention part comes in.
I mean, you
So
used to
here
sleep
are
after I went to like after I went to school and Josh was a baby, like was something that you
yeah.
did.
Yeah, I definitely. So here are a few practical steps that you can take. Okay. Again, some more tips, definitely, but these tips
Yeah.
are specifically about morning sleep, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. So, firstly, like I had mentioned before, you want to set a consistent bedtime, and you want to encourage your kids um, to have a regular bedtime, right? But you also want to do that for adults, for yourself and
Yeah.
other family members in your family,
Yeah.
to set consistent bedtime so that it allows a good amount of sleep before those early morning hours,
Yeah,
before the
definitely.
chaos begins.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another one I have is you want to prioritize evening routines. This is where the planning comes in. So
Mhm.
you want to create a pre-sleep routine that signals to your body, okay, it's time to sleep. I know I'm repeating some of these, but um, this is where the planning part comes in,
Yeah.
right? So if you set, yeah. So any activity that you love that helps you calm down, brings your stress level down, stretching, meditation, reading, all of those good things, you can try.
Yeah.
Um, and if you start to do that slowly, because I did that with you guys, right?
Yeah.
Um, so we used to have a reading time where uh, at first, when you guys didn't read when you were young, so I would read to you, and actually it also helped me calm down. And slowly, when you guys learned to read,
Yeah.
we all used to have our own books where we kind of um, had our quiet time where we were reading and just like
Yeah.
calm down,
Yeah, that was
right?
actually my favorite time of the day.
Yeah. Okay, so the third tip that I have is you want to make sleep a non negotiable. So I know this one is going to be a bit hard to swallow for some, but
Yeah.
this is actually one of the most important things you can do for yourself if you have an autoimmune condition that you're struggling with. And so for moms and working women, we tend to put everyone else's needs before ours,
Yeah.
right? But you want to remember that a well rested you is better equipped to take care of those around you than somebody who's always struggling, in pain,
Yeah.
being zombie like, with the foggy mind and groggy and all of those things, right? And
Yeah.
so this is why you want to make sleep a non-negotiable thing, and you want to communicate its importance to your family. And that's the thing I really wanted to get through this episode, is that talk to your family members why this sleep, and especially morning sleep, is so important for you. And I'm sure everybody's going to help and understand you in the family, because they all want you happy and healthy.
Yeah. No, I mean, even
Yeah.
with you, like you used to be like, okay, in the middle of the day, if everybody was home, you would make sure that everybody knew that I'm going to be going to sleep. Don't disturb me at all because I really need the sleep. Like, there were times where you would sleep all day and we wouldn't disturb you just because that's what your body needed.
Yeah, like naps is I love naps, but
Yeah.
especially like for, morning. And I can understand it can be really tough. It's easier said than done when you have a baby to feed, or, you have a job that you need to be at 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
But the thing is that if your body is not working for you, with you, how are you going to do those things?
Yeah.
Right? So, this is why you want to make sleep a non negotiable thing.
Yeah.
And moving on to my next tip, tip number 4, and that is you want to have a space that is primarily just for sleeping, like you were mentioning before.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to like maybe darken the room, keep it cool, minimize the noise, all of those things. They're going to help you fall asleep faster and stay sleeping longer.
Yeah.
Okay. And my last tip is you want to plan tomorrow tonight. Did you get
Okay.
that one?
It's a bit of a wordplay.
Yeah. So this one is basically that a little bit of prep can go a long way. So you want to, start as much of your planning that you can do tonight for tomorrow. So you're not getting up too early, running around like a zombie and trying to get everything done. It's
Yeah.
going to help you. So maybe that means laying out your outfit or your kids' outfits, for school, um, tonight, packing their lunches and having lunches packed at night
Yeah.
instead of morning, right? So
Yeah.
just getting organized the night before, and whatever you need to be doing in the morning, as much of it you can do the night before in the evenings if possible. That's
Yeah.
what's going to help you get that morning sleep. So this way you can ease into your morning and avoid the stress of rushing around and trying to just get everything done and get everybody out the door.
Yeah, I think that all of the tips that you mentioned, Mom, are really fantastic. But something popped into my head, which was, what if someone's schedule doesn't allow them to get a full night's sleep? Are there still ways to sneak in some morning sleep benefits?
Absolutely. So while a full night's sleep is still ideal, even squeezing in a shorter period of quality morning sleep can make a difference. So, you know how you were mentioning, like when you were in school,
Yeah,
especially when once you were in school and then Josh also started school. So what I would
yeah,
do is drop both of you off and come back. I mean, I had that luxury. Yes, some might not, but if you do, right,
yeah,
then you can. I used to come back and go to sleep. So I would sleep for like an hour, which was
yeah,
enough for me. So I would like go back to sleep an hour, and then I would get up and go about my day. So just you want to consider adjusting your schedule by going to bed a bit early or waking up a tad bit late,
yeah.
whatever works for you. And those extra hours, extra minutes of rejuvenating sleep can really add up over time.
Yeah, definitely. So it's all about finding those pockets of time to prioritize ourselves, right?
Yep, self-care isn't selfish. We have to keep remembering
Yeah,
that self-care isn't selfish. It is self-preservation.
yeah,
So hard for us moms, us women to understand that.
yeah.
And for moms and for working women, taking care of your health means you can continue to be the superhero that you are for your family, for your career, for everyone around you.
Yeah, and I wanted to add to that to all the amazing moms and hardworking women out there, it's important to remember that by giving yourself the gift of morning sleep, you're investing in a healthier, happier you. So if you're happy, your family will also be happy just by the energy that you're giving off to your family.
That's right. So your well being matters, and those morning hours can become your secret weapon for managing your autoimmune condition and thriving in your life a little bit more, a little bit extra. I mean, it's not going to solve everything, but it
Yeah.
makes it a slight bit better for you.
Yeah. So you've just been armed with some invaluable advice by my mom. Um, and remember that you deserve the best, and that includes getting a good dose of rejuvenating morning sleep. Okay, so let's answer some questions we got from our listeners. This is my favorite part of our podcast. Um, okay, so our first question is if there are any specific sleep disorders that are more common in people with autoimmune conditions.
That's a great question. Autoimmune conditions and sleep disorders can sometimes go hand in hand. And conditions like rheumatoid arthritis, um, also lupus, all these can lead to pain, discomfort, making it challenging to fall asleep. I mean, there are many other conditions also,
Yeah,
but I'm just listing a few.
yeah.
But on the flip side, sleep disorders like sleep apnea might contribute to inflammation and worsen the autoimmune symptoms. So they go in hand in hand.
Yeah, I think that's a great answer to the question. Another question that we have is that the person asking is curious about lifestyle adjustments that can make a difference in his sleep quality, considering that he's been diagnosed with an autoimmune condition.
Firstly, I'm sorry that you got diagnosed with an autoimmune condition. I know how hard that can be, but lifestyle plays a huge role. So you want to prioritize stress management, whether through yoga, meditation, deep breathing, exercise, any activity that you love. I know I sound like a broken record, but those really do help. And you want to be consistent with your sleep schedule. You want to create a relaxing bedtime routine. All the tips that we went through, all these simple tweaks can make a huge impact on your sleep quality and your overall health.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, Reed, let's make a pledge to improve our own sleep habits even more. What do you say?
Definitely. So I'm committing to establishing a consistent sleep schedule and creating a calming bedtime routine for myself. So sadly, that means no more late night Netflix binges for me.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I know that's a big thing for me to say, but I'm willing to let go of it.
Okay. So that sounds like a plan. And for myself, I'm going to cut down on my phone time before I go to bed. You know how all through the day I don't touch my phone, but just before bed, I'm like scrolling.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I'm going to try to not do that anymore.
yeah. And we're in this together. Just
Yeah.
remember that we're doing this together. But
Yeah.
we'd also love to hear from you. So you can share your sleep journey tips and experiences on social media. Just use the hashtag #WellRestedWarrior and then also tag us. We would love to see how you guys are going about your sleep journey. And let's create a community of well rested warriors and support each other's health goals.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us on this eye opening, or should I say eye shutting, journey into the world of sleep and its impact on autoimmune health.
Yeah, and before you go, remember to hit that follow button on Spotify so you never miss an episode. And if you've enjoyed what you've heard today, we'd be over the moon if you would take a moment to rate and review the podcast because your feedback means the world to us.
And if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to subscribe us also. And don't forget to connect with us on social media, as mentioned before. You can find us at Healthify with Kamal podcast, or you can talk to me directly, DM me at Health Coach Kamal. We're always sharing bonus content behind the scenes, and a lot of helpful resources on sleep, on autoimmune health.
Yeah, and for even more tips and articles, you can even head to our website at healthifywithgummel.com. It's your one-stop destination for all things related to health, happiness, and making positive changes in your life. Thanks for being a part of Thanks for being a part of the Healthify with Gummel family. And until next time, take care and catch those quality Z's, warriors. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Healthify with Gummel. And if you enjoyed this episode, check out this one right here to know why it is so important to heal our gut. And don't forget to share this one.